Hello everyone, it's Farmer6M10. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to day 17 on the big 132 Small Farm diorama display. So this one, probably an emotional day today, and there's just a lot in this one episode. There's a big day for Mick, sad day for Mick. You probably see what this field looks like. You probably get the direction of what it is, and there's plenty of more else going on between silage and a new lorry as well, and much more. So let's get into it.
Kicking it off, we've Mick's farm, and it's an emotional day for Mick. He was under a lot of stress there the past month, paying bills, and he has to pay Fergus Agri Contractors to bring in the silage. He has to pay his bills from the bank. He has to pay for a lot of things. He's still paying off for a couple of machines, so he had come to the conclusion to auction up his machinery, and he just notified the parish. He put a poster up in the church, and everyone came around today for support for him, and also to buy a couple equipment. We've two things sold so far. We've the 1494 as Colin bought the 1494 as it was his first tractor, and he decided to buy her as it was looking so nice, and he's off now. And then we have a lad up from the north in the JCB fast track there with a treble axle for Williams. He's buying a couple Bullock, and he's going to be bringing them back, so he was on the long draw. The one piece of equipment Mick has decided to keep is the 3C, the 3CX. He wants to do a bit of hire work with it and things with the council and all, and yeah, just to get everything going. The bull's in there. Not many people have looked at the bull. It's very strong, and they don't really want to go near it. We hope everything will sell on, Mick was saying, and yeah, he wants to sell on his silage. And the young lad here in the 7810 who does the sweeping, he bought the Converland topper, and he just wants to get a bit of hire work with that as well. So there was a lot going on here. Mick is very sad, and he'll be putting up the farm for sale next week, and well, it should be bought next week, so hopefully it will be. Moving on, we have the Massey and the Kane Classic trailer going off. They're the contractors with the New Holland F4. They're heading off there to do a contract job. Same with the JCV and the Kane half pipe. They're heading off. And now we have the two 6610s. So here we have Mick's brother in his two-wheel drive 6610 and his friend in his four-wheel drive 6610. They're putting up posters in the church for a tractor run for next week. They're going to be meeting in the big silage field belonging to Mick, and they're gonna destroy it before your man comes in. I don't know. They're just gonna come in with a couple of classic cars and a couple classic tractors, and they're gonna have a lovely day out in honor of Mick staying in the farm here, as it was a wonderful place for him. We have the New Holland 8070 coming back from being serviced, and he's heading back to his farm.
Right, so guys, here in the New Holland dealership, it's quite an exciting day for the dealership. They've after purchasing this new Mercedes Actros 1846, and they're hoping, the idea behind this, they're hoping to get a low loader for it along with it, and they're going to bring their New Holland machinery to shows and display them there, and maybe sell a few tractors while they're at it, and like delivering their machinery. So they're hoping to expand in the near future, and yeah, so that's and there's also a blue colour, so that kind of helps as well, providing that they're a New Holland dealership, so that kind of works out for them. But yeah, I got the store manager there to drive it out for them, and Eugene, he's just doing a bit of welding on the front bumper there. But yeah, I hope it all works out well for them, and they'll get their low loader soon enough. So here, going around the corner of the dealerships, there's a farmer with his 40-25. He's bringing a bit of scrap to a scrap collection point in the nearest town there, and he has an old few scrap metal and stuff like that, and he's just going to recycle them. And he has an old Tanko front loader and also a drawbar of a trailer and a few shafts and metal bars. So yeah, he's just going to bring them out to the collection point. And he has a nice original 40-25. Wheels need a lick of paint, but very nice machine, I must say. And then over behind him, I know Massey 35 is only out of the ditch after spending a few years in the ditch, and the man's only getting started up, and he's just driving down the road, chancing it. So here in PJ's farm, as you know, PJ is at the auction, but his son is just tipping away at the farm. He's just hay turning there with the International 956 XL and the Kuhn 6-rotor hay turner that they're after buying off Mick there. Mick being a good friend of PJ, he said, would he like to buy any machinery before everything goes up to auction, and PJ had a bit of hay down, as you know, and he said he'd buy the hay turner now. It is a bit big for what he needs, but he was hoping to borrow the hay turner anyway, and he's going to probably sell it on after he has his hay made. But yeah, it is a bit big for his needs anyway. But yeah, nice setup anyway on the International, looks good behind it. And then over here in the yard, everything's mainly parked up, including the log trailer, the 3C and the County. There should be a nice few bales coming into the yard in the next episode, so look forward to that. The fox is still around, we'll have to chase him off again, but he's chancing himself. He doesn't want to get the double barrel. And here next, the contractors are flat out. They're out in the 8870, one of the drivers is, and he has the big 4,000 gallon Red Rock. He has the injector on this time. They usually do this field for umbilical system, but they have the injector on the back of the tanker this time, and the 6920 is giving it a bit of bother, so that's the reason behind that. But still, they're getting the job done nonetheless. Nice setup, I must say, the 8870 and the Red Rock, so it is. And then here, one of the fields across the road, the sheep are having a nice sleep, so they are, in the sunny weather. So nice to see that. And here, there's a racing team. They're going after the races to hopefully win a few prizes and a few races, so wish them luck. I think it's a Mercedes Atago, I'm pretty sure it is. So here on the road beside the contractors, Colum's son, he's in his 40-15, he's going off to do a bit of a reseeding job. They're always flat out nowadays in the episodes, but yeah, this Valtra 6850 has to get out of his way. He's up on two wheels, so he is, and yeah, he's a old humble farmer in the 6850 Valtra, so he bringing back a few tyres and brought them off Dundee, so he has, and he has still has a link box on from the last episode. So over here in the contractor's yard, there's a nice bit of action going on, rather than the other days where there's been nothing going on in the yard. As I was saying, the 6920 is giving a bit of bother. One of the John Deere dealerships, the closest one, has came by to have a look at it. They think it's overheating, so they'll have a look at that. Over here, Nigel is going off in the JC419S along with David, who's in the Massey Ferguson 8280, and they just have a load of stone in the grain trailer, and they're after buying that grain trailer, so hopefully it'll take the pressure off during harvest season, and they're just going to fill in a few passageways and lanes at land to have rented out, as we're going to be cutting silage there in a few days time, and a bit of hay as well. So here again, there's a good few loan shovels and trailers out today. and I think these lads are doing the same. They're going to do a few roads for a farmer, and they have the Volvo out on a Fendt 818. So nice to see that all action go. Then over here in Grainco there's some bit of action anyways, and the Dash 1 is out on full force today, and they're just doing a bit of a drain. During here in the winter months the rainwater does gather up a good bit, and so they're fixing it here today, and they're just putting in a drain that will go to a further drain over here in the yard. So that's going to hopefully fix, and they have the Volvo A35C on standby there, so if they want to dump anything in they can. And then over here in Gravelco it's all go putting up the new shed. They're putting on the sheet and they're a few days late. They would have it on by now, but the man that's putting on the sheet and he wasn't that reliable. So anyway, he's here anyway, and he's just putting on the rivets there into the sheeting, and it's a nice red sheeting. Now you may be saying, is there much of a slant on that roof? There's a bit of a slant, but there's not much, but there's still enough to have the rainwater to go off, so it's not a big slant like the other sheds I have built. But over here in the yard anyway, the two dumpers are still parked up. There's not much action there, not as busy as they used to, but there's a lot of plant hire going on, so that's good anyway. The Fendt 936, that's going off to a building site there later on. It's just parked up on the side of the road. Not the best of idea, but sure look. So down here in the pit, not much action either. They've actually have an order for a crusher to be built in the next few days, so that's going to take a few months to be built, but I have it on order anyway, so look forward to that. The Doosan's coming up the pit here, and that's going to come up for a few repairs. Just make it easier for the service van, so it doesn't have to go down and get stuck in the quarry. But yeah, the Doosan digger and the 840 is parked up as well for today. So that's about it there in the quarry and everywhere else. So that's about sums it up here for for Mick's yard. It's a farewell for the past 17 episodes, but for Mick it's time to move on. A few of you will be asking, will Mick be still featured in the episodes? Of course he will. He's keeping the 4CX and going to be doing a bit of work for the council and stuff like that, so you'll still see him from episode time to time and stuff like that, but it's still a sad sight, selling up all his gear, and he's very emotional, and so is all his family. But you'll still see him in the episode nonetheless, and you'll see who the next owner of the new farm in the next episode. Even the Yabby slurry tank wasn't enough to pay off his debt, but your man, his son's putting up the for sale sign. But that's about it for today's episode. Let me know what you think of Mick selling up in the auction, and who do you think will be buying the farm. So hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye for now.